You ever see a stock that just completely explodes? I'm not talking about some famous tech company, but a name you've probably never even heard of that suddenly becomes the talk of the town. Well, today, we're going to solve the mystery behind a company called Argan Incorporated and a power surge that has way more to it than just electricity. All right, let's just get right to it. On March 26th, this is what investors saw. Argan stock, ticker AGX, just skyrocketed by over 36% in a single day. Now look, a move that big, that fast, doesn't just happen by accident. It's a massive signal that something fundamental has shifted. So our job? Let's figure out exactly what happened. So that's the big question, right? Argan isn't some flashy AI startup. These guys are builders. They do the heavy lifting, the nuts and bolts work of creating power infrastructure. So how on earth does a company like that suddenly become a Wall Street darling? Let's start digging for clues. Okay, our first clue, the most obvious one, is the trigger for all this, the company's fourth quarter earnings report. This is where the first shockwave really hit the market. And the key thing to see here is just how massive this beat was. I mean, look at this. Wall Street expected earnings of about $2 a share. Argan came in and posted $3.47. That is not just beating expectations, that is blowing them completely out of the water. Revenue was also better than anyone thought. This is clue number one that this company is just firing on all cylinders. And listen, it wasn't just one thing, it was everything. They hit record revenue, record net income, and they pulled off a 25% gross margin. Now, gross margin is basically the profit they make on their actual projects. And trust me, in the heavy construction business, 25% is absolutely fantastic. So clue number one is pretty clear. Argan just had its best quarter ever. But that's not the whole story, not even close. A great quarter? Sure, that can explain a stock jump. But a jump this big suggests investors are seeing something more, something much more long-term. And to see what they're seeing, we gotta look at the company's future. For a company like this, their future is their to-do list. Okay, so before I show you this next number, and it is a big one, we need to know this term, project backlog. It sounds kind of technical, but it's super simple. It's just all the signed contracts, all the jobs they've already locked in but haven't finished building yet. You can think of it as guaranteed future paychecks. And Argan's backlog is, get this, $2.9 billion. Yeah, with a B. This is the real story here. This number tells you that the amazing quarter they just had wasn't a fluke. No, it's just the beginning of a massive wave of work that's going to keep them busy and paid for years to come. So what are they actually building for all that money? Well, you can see they do some renewables, some industrial stuff, but look at that huge slice of the pie. 77% of their future work is building natural gas power plants. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, in a world going green, why so much natural gas? And that question, my friends, is the key that unlocks this whole mystery. And that question leads us directly to the real reason all this is happening. It's a massive, kind of invisible trend that is affecting every single one of us. It's what people are calling the AI power crunch. And hey, don't just take it from me. Here's Argan's own CEO, David Watson, laying it out. He's pointing right at it. The crazy growth of AI and data centers, plus the fact that everything from our cars to our homes is going electric, it's all creating what he calls an urgent demand for the one thing his company builds: reliable, always-on power. And this is not just some theory. The numbers are just wild. Power demand from data centers alone is expected to almost triple by 2030. Think about that. Every app, every cloud service, and especially AI, is incredibly thirsty for electricity. And here's the kicker. Our national power grid is old. We haven't been investing enough to keep up. This creates a huge supply and demand problem, and it's why natural gas is suddenly so important. AI needs power 24/7, and right now, things like natural gas are one of the only ways to guarantee that rock-solid reliability. So let's put it all together. You've got this historic, urgent need for new power plants. But, and this is the final piece of the puzzle, building these things is incredibly difficult work. According to Argan, there's only a very small club of companies that have the expertise to pull it off. And yeah, you guessed it, Argan is in that club. It's literally the perfect storm. Massive demand meets a very, very limited supply of builders. So there you have it. Mystery solved. We know why the stock popped. The next logical question is, how is Argan actually set up to capitalize on this incredible opportunity? Well, first things first, if you're going to build billion-dollar projects, you have to be financially rock solid. And Argan is exactly that. They are sitting on almost $900 million in cash and investments. And get this, zero debt. None. If you're a big utility or a tech giant looking for a partner, that balance sheet just screams safe bet. And they have a really clear, focused strategy to go with it. To put it simply, stick to what you're an expert at, building these complex plants. Be disciplined and don't make costly mistakes. Make yourselves the go-to company for this new electric economy. And be smart with the money you're making. It's a solid blueprint for riding this massive wave of demand. So you see, what started with a surprising stock chart actually pulls back the curtain on a much larger truth about the physical world we need to build to power our digital one. The story of Argan is really a window into one of the biggest challenges and opportunities of the next decade. And it leaves us all with a pretty critical question to think about. As our appetite for data and AI just keeps growing exponentially, who exactly is going to build the power plants of tomorrow?